Christ 17 TV, back upside your head with another one. So today we're going to the city, San Francisco, baby, Frisco. So we have a guy in a wheelchair that has been stabbed to death. We have a guy from Daly City going to jail for murder, but there's a witness that said the guy in the wheelchair and another guy was beating the shit out of the guy who stabbed the guy in the wheelchair. Sounds a little bit like self-defense to me, but I'm going to let you hear the news clip and you let me know what you think in the comments.
1-year-old Daly City man is under arrest today in connection with a deadly stabbing on a muni bus in San Francisco. But one witness says there's more to the story, and the suspect may have been trying to defend himself. ABC 7 News reporter Suzanne Fawn has more.
Late Sunday afternoon, San Francisco police say officers arrested a 51-year-old man for stabbing a fellow bus passenger in his wheelchair. It happened at Bayshore Boulevard and Cortlandt Avenue.
There was an altercation that occurred on that minibus, and that happened prior to the stabbing.
Police say the suspect is from Daly City. The bus passenger who died at the hospital is from San Francisco. Investigators are now looking into surveillance video on the bus and from nearby businesses.
SFMTA says its Muni vehicles are equipped with a network of security cameras so that police and the DA's office can arrest and prosecute perpetrators.
It just happened when it got here. The bus driver stopped right there.
On this Monday, we talked to a witness who works at a nearby business and didn't want to be identified. He said he saw everything play out from beginning to end.
It didn't play out like the way everybody seems to say it.
The witness says he saw two men, including an older man in a wheelchair, assaulting the Daly City man.
From what I seen here, it looked like two people beating up one person. They were hitting him over the head with that belt buckle pretty hard. His head just started bleeding in there, the Latino male. And then that's when he was reaching in his pocket.
The witnesses say that's when the Daly City man stabbed the man in the wheelchair.
He did what he did, but he did get a pretty good beating in that belt buckle situation.
Police say they had enough evidence to arrest the man with the knife. The suspect faces a number of charges, including homicide, assault with a deadly weapon, and elder abuse. SFMTA released this statement today saying, quote, "Yesterday's senseless act of violence is tragic, and our hearts are with the victim and their loved ones. Criminal activity of any kind will never be tolerated on Muni, and we're committed to keeping the safety of our riders and staff as our top priority." In San Francisco, Suzanne Fawn, ABC 7 News.
So, let me get this right. The man from Daly City, the guy who's been locked up, gets off the bus. A guy in a wheelchair and another man is assaulting this man. From what the witness said, they were beating him with a belt buckle. Boom, in his head. His head started bleeding, okay? Okay, any trauma to your head can be deadly quickly. If you bust somebody's head wide open and there's two of you guys beating this guy up and his head starts bleeding, he's going in survival mode. And if he had a knife and he stabbed one of them guys that was doing it, why is he going to jail for murder? See, the thing about California is self-defense here, 9 times out of 10, if it's self-defense and you end up killing somebody, you're going to jail. The person who is defending theyself. California got real fucked up laws about self-defense. I mean, they want you just to get beat to death before you can protect yourself. Somebody could break in your crib. They would rather you fucking get killed than defend yourself. And if somebody dies for you protecting yourself, you become the suspect. You become the bad guy. And the person who is doing harm to you becomes the victim. So how is this a senseless crime and he gets these charges elderly abuse, it sounded like, from what the witness said, they were whooping his ass. And he was defending himself. And listen, if they bust your head open, it seemed like they trying to kill you. So what are you supposed to do in a situation like that, besides if they're taking deadly force towards you, which you could have ended up dead if they could have kept hitting you in the head where it split your head open? What are you supposed to do? Just not do anything and just keep getting hit and hopefully you don't die and hopefully they quit doing it? He had a knife on him. He did what anybody is supposed to do to protect their life. I don't see why this guy is going to jail. If it's on the camera and the guy's seen it, see, that guy's going to have to come to court to save this guy from Daly City from going to jail for a very long time for defending himself. If it's 2-on-1 and somebody's beating you in the head and you're bleeding, what are you supposed to do? Nothing? That's what California wants you to do. There's no stand your ground law here. You can't protect yourself when somebody's trying to do something to you to maybe kill you or put crazy harm to your body. So what was that man supposed to do if he's getting beat with a belt buckle and he's bleeding from his head? What else was he supposed to do but try to kill the threat? Stop the threat. And if that means using deadly force, then that's what he had to do to protect his own life. See, this is the part I don't get. And this is San Francisco. And you make the victim become the suspect, and the suspect become the fucking victim. If it's a 2-on-1, and I don't give a fuck if he's in a wheelchair, he's got no legs, he's got fucking one arm. If he's using that other arm to try to kill you, and he beating you over the head with a fucking belt buckle that's obviously metal, it split his head open, he's bleeding everywhere. What else is that man supposed to do? Keep letting him beat him to fucking death with a belt buckle? Or is he supposed to do whatever he can to survive this, and even if it means deadly force, so fucking be it? If them guys wasn't beating on him, he wouldn't have did that. I mean, this is a whole bunch of bullshit. I think there should be no fucking charges. I mean, yes, the guy who was in the wheelchair became the guy who becomes the victim after he was the suspect and helping the other guy beat the shit out the guy from Daly City. I think it's a whole bunch of bullshit. And what they said, oh yeah, we're not going to tolerate senseless crimes. How about the guys beating him? It's not a senseless crime when you're defending your fucking self. The people at the end of that news clip talking about this, senseless violence and elderly abuse, get the fuck out of here. They got what they deserved. When you're beating somebody and you're making him bleed from his head, you can easily kill somebody like that. He can get bleeding on the brain, all kind of shit. They could have just killed him from head trauma. And you gonna tell me, oh, we're not going to tolerate senseless violence and he's getting charged with this, that, and the third? They're full of shit. They need to free that man and call it for what it was, self-defense. But California don't want you to get self-defense. They would rather you get beat to death than you protect your own self. And I think it's a bunch of bullshit. That's like you with your kid and two guys start beating you up. And I mean, you feel like you can't protect yourself and you might die. You got your child there. So what are you supposed to do? Just keep getting beat and beat and beat? If you have something to protect yourself, that's why it's called protection. Because if you're getting beat where you think you might die or you're in fear of your life. Now, if somebody's beating me with a belt buckle, probably one of them big ass cowboy ones, and he split my head open and he keep hitting me, guess what? I'm in fear for my life. I'm bleeding from my head. Yes, I'm taking my knife out and I'm trying to stab both of them, especially the one with the belt buckle, who's causing the damage, who's got me bleeding from my head. California laws are so fucked up. I mean, it's certain places like New York's the same way. If you kill somebody trying to defend yourself, you going to jail. That's just how it is. I mean, certain places got some good laws, but I would never live there. If this was Texas or anywhere down south, even Midwest, this guy's not getting locked up. I would never want to live in these places, but that one law, I mean, it just makes no sense. You're beating the guy, he's bleeding from his head, he's feared for his life, he does what he can do to survive. Yes, somebody lost their life, but why did they lose their life? Because they were attacking somebody and they were beating him bad. So he did what he can do to get out of that situation, and somebody got stabbed and lost their life. What are we supposed to do? Keep getting hit in the head with a fucking belt until we die? I don't think so. I would have did the same thing the Daly City man did and pulled out a knife and stabbed whoever was hitting me, and I would have killed the threat before the threat kills me. This shit is ridiculous. So with that being said, this has kind of pissed me the fuck off. With this being said, guys, hit that like, hit that subscribe. It won't cost you a dime. Like I tell you every time around this time, somebody's trying to take your life and you're in fear of it, do whatever you can to protect yourself and make sure you walk out of there alive and not going with a white blanket over your head in the back of the coroner's van and getting buried. If you got to do whatever you got to do to protect yourself and make sure you get back to your family, then you damn sure do that. Regardless what these fucking laws say. So with that being said, I'm Christ17 TV, and this is something that kind of pissed me off because they making it seem like the guy just is a bad guy. No, he's defending himself. If somebody's beating you and there's two motherfuckers on one and you fear for your life, you gotta do what you gotta fucking do to get home to your family. Simple and fucking plain. Catch you guys on the flip side. Till next time, man. It's some bullshit.